Back to Legal Brain. Today I'm going to discuss about predatory pricing, which is an important area falling under Competition Act of 2002. So first I'm going to discuss about the statutory definition of predatory pricing. So the pure meaning of predatory pricing is that the sale of goods or services at a price which is lower than the original cost, which is already determined by the regulations or the act. So if a seller is selling a good or providing a services at a price which is, if it is lower than that of the real original cost, that is predatory price. So this is mainly done in order to reduce the competition in the market. For example, I'll give you a simple example. For example, a product, and 4 different sellers are selling this particular product, among which one seller is reducing the price below than that of the cost of the particular good. If that is the situation, obviously the consumers will go and buy from that particular buyer who is selling this particular product in a lower price. And if this is the situation, that is a discriminatory practice which is doing in the market. So this will fall under a discriminatory procedure, a detrimental process, which is against the competition. So competition law basic is that there should be competition in the market. And if somebody is doing a predatory pricing and trying to, fluctuate the price by setting a lower price, that will be detrimental and there will not be a healthy competition. So this is mainly, this explanation is falling under Section 4, Subclause B of Competition Act 2002. And as per Section 4, Subclause 2, Subsection A, if somebody is doing a predatory pricing, then which will be falling under the concept of abuse of dominant position, and there shall be an abuse of dominant position if any enterprise directly or indirectly imposes an unfair or discriminatory condition in the purchase or sale of the goods or services, or at any unfair or discriminatory prices in purchase or sale, including predatory pricing. So if somebody is doing a predatory pricing, that is a discriminative activity which is against the competition law in India, which is against Competition Act 2002, and which is punishable. And next, the predatory pricing. I've already told you what is predatory pricing. It's a method of pricing in which a seller sets a price which is low than the other sellers, so that the consumers will go and purchase the particular product from that particular seller, or suppliers cannot compete with them and they are forced to exit the market. So if somebody among 4, one particular seller is doing this, other 3 sellers will be automatically, they have to exit from the market because there is no competition. Somebody is selling something in a very less price and people are interested in that. So predatory pricing not only forces other sellers to leave the market, but such an act also restricts others from entering into the market. So this is the meaning of this is that there is no fair play, there is no healthy competition in the market, and we have to eliminate such discriminatory practices from the market. So because of such a nature, predatory pricing is not allowed, and which is banned, and such an act is considered as a violation of competition law in India. And on the face of it, it is not possible to make out whether there is any predatory pricing activity involved or it is a mere competition between the sellers. And next, I'm going to discuss about the components of predatory pricing. What are the components? So the following are the components of predatory pricing. The first one is that act of illegally setting prices so low that any other competitor is eliminated from the relevant markets. If there are many players, there should be many players in the market. We should not have a monopolistic market. There should be many players, and there should be a healthy competition. If somebody is illegally setting a price which is lower than that of the original cost, there will be an unfair practice and which is discriminative in nature. The second point is that violation of antitrust law. So there is a violation of antitrust law as predatory pricing is done, and which paves a ground for monopoly in the market and eliminating healthy market practice. Third point is that lower price benefits can be availed by consumers only in a short term. So this price fluctuation is only for a short period of time, and which is not for the benefit of the consumers. It is for the it is just for the sake of the reducing the competition in the market. And in the long run, the customer suffers as the entities succeed in pricing the prices, thereby eliminating competition. And also the price rises, there is a decline in choice. The choice will also be declined. And the Competition Commission of India, the regulatory authority, the statutory body, eliminates such practices like predatory pricing, treating it as an abuse of dominant position, falling under the Competition Act of 2002. And next is CCA and predatory pricing. Competition Commission of India is the regulatory authority that can take actions. They can conduct inquiry, they can do investigation, and so on. So let me tell you how it works. So when a complaint is received to the CCA, if CCA is receiving a complaint, the commission considers the information received and the allegation levied in it and calls for a meeting to decide whether prima facie, in first instance, any case is made out for investigation in the matter. So if a complaint is received to CCA, CCA will look into the matter and will discuss about it. And the second point is that thereafter the commission then later on directs the office, directs it to the office of DG, Director General, and he will be inquiring, he'll be doing an investigation on it, and he have to submit a report of it. And the third point is that the Director General starts the investigation and gives the report. And on the basis of the report filed by the Director General and submissions made by the parties, there will be audio alterum partem. That means here the other side, both the parties will be heard and evidence will be taken and the commission reaches a conclusion. So for pricing, the average variable cost as defined under the Competition Act is taken. And if it is found that the price is below the original cost, then the purpose is the elimination of competition. Then it is considered to be a predatory pricing. So next, I'm going to discuss two different important case laws. First one is MCX Stock Exchange and others with National Stock Exchange 2011 case. So in this case, the complaint was filed by MCX against the National Stock Exchange under Section 19, subclause 1, subsection A of Competition Act, stating that they violated, and they have done a discriminatory practice in the market, violating Section 4 of the Act. So that is abuse of dominant position. So the issues were, first one was whether zero pricing, including waiver of data free, transaction free, and admission charges by NSE in the currency derivation segment, amounted to an abuse of dominant position in the market or not, whether they are making any abuse of dominant position based on waiving of this particular fees. Second one is whether a National Stock Exchange has directly or indirectly imposed unfair predatory pricing in the sale of service. So these were the issues. And the judgment was that in the court found out that CCA stated that the zero pricing set by the National Stock Exchange in its currency derivative segment was a part of its sound business strategy, and there is no predatory pricing. Hence, there is no abuse of dominant position. It was held that it cannot be said that the pricing was unfair or predatory. So CCA therefore opinion that there was no violation of Section 4 of Competition Act. So this was the decision of this particular case. The next one is that Mishra versus Spin India Private Limited. So this is a well-known case known as Shopee case 2002. It's a very recent case. So in this case, the fact is that Spin India Private Limited is an online marketplace. And in this case, Mishra had filed a complaint with CCA alleging contravention of Section 3 and Section 4. Section 3 is anti-competitive agreements and Section 4 is abuse of dominant position based on Competition Act of 2002. And the issues was Spindia was selling products below the cost price. That means they are alleging that there was a predatory pricing and was offered huge discounts, which was nothing but predatory pricing, as they intended to eliminate competition from small players and this resulted in unfair trade practices. So in this case, Mishra alleged that there was a predatory pricing and they were giving discounts, and which was just, another way of predatory pricing, and they just intended to eliminate the competition in the market. So in this case, the judgment was, CCA in its decision stated that though there was, involved, even though they involved predatory pricing, it was not holding any dominant position in the online platform market. And so it cannot be fined, since there was no, discrimination, as in, even though they are doing a predatory pricing, they were not dominant in the market. There were other players in the market and they couldn't, restrict or they couldn't influence the other players in the market. So because of that, CCA stated that so it cannot be fined. They cannot be fined under Section 4, subsection 2, subclause A 2 of the Competition Act. So this was the judgment given by CCA in Mishra's case. And the conclusion is that, as you all know, CCI is a regulatory authority which is based on Competition Act of 2002, mainly looking forward for to eliminate anti-competitive practices and abuse of dominant position in the market. It can be said that in many cases, CCA has been instrumental in preventing anti-competitive and monopoly attitudes of big players in order to suppress the small players. And we have to avoid the discrimination, and there should be a free exit and entry in the market, and we have to avoid abuse of dominant position. So under the current scenario, the act has, surpassed its previous law. Previously, it was MRTP Act, and now it is Competition Act. And but considering the various market segments, sectors, and entry of foreign investors, it will be a challenge for CCI to maintain healthy competition in the future too. So this is the concept of predatory pricing, and I hope it's clear for you. If you have any doubt, do comment below. Thank you.